Hi there, Mr. Ray again, and today we are going to take a look at graphing quadratics, such as y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3, and this is part 1, okay? So part 1. Well, in order to do that, to graph, we need to know 3 kinds of points on the graph. We need to know these points, the y-intercept, the x-intercept, and the vertex. Sometimes there's going to be more than one x-intercept, by the way. Let's take this step by step. So the first point that I want to talk about that's the easiest to find is going to be your y-intercept. So let's take a look at this first quadratic. Y is equal to x squared minus x minus 6. Now the intercept, the y-intercept is simply going to be the number by itself. That's going to be 0 for x, because that's when you cross the y-intercept when 0 is x, and that's going to be a negative 6 for y. So for this particular quadratic, you're going to have that point at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there at 0 minus negative 6, 0, negative 6, okay? So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that when you have a quadratic, y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, your y-intercept is going to be the 0c. 0c, okay? That's the first point that we need to know. Okay, let's take a look at the x-intercept or x-intercepts. Sometimes there's 0 x-intercepts, but we'll deal with that in a different video. Right now we're going to take things simple, and we're going to take a look at x squared minus x minus 6. Where are the x-intercepts? The x-intercepts is when y is equal to 0, right? That's when it crosses the x-axis. Well, what we need to do is we need to set this equal to 0 and solve. That's how you find the x-intercepts. Or simply, if you want to think about it, factor. Solve for 0. When we do that, we're going to get 0 is equal to x squared minus x minus 6 is going to be x minus 3 times x plus 2. And if you don't know how to factor that, look at my video on factoring. Because what you want to do is you want to take a look at C, the factors of 6, positive 6, 2 and 3, that have a difference of 1. That's 3 and the 2. And the 3 is going to have, the bigger number is going to have that sign. So we're going to have 2 x-intercepts. What x-intercepts? We're going to have 3, 0, okay? And here we're going to have negative 2, 0. When x is 3, the quadratic is 0. When x is negative 2, the quadratic is 0. Okay, we have 2 more points. 2 more points. Now I'm going to go over here to the graph, because right now what we have is we have 6 points. We have 0, negative 6. 0, negative 6 here. Where did I get that? Right there. We just did that. Now we're going to have a negative 2, 0, and we're going to have a 3, 0. Okay. Now, what we have 3 points. Now, somebody would say, well, that's enough points to graph, but we need one more. We're going to do one more point. Okay, so next what we want to do is we want to find the vertex. Now, the vertex is going to be the very bottom, you can think of the lowest point or the highest point of the graph. How do we find that? Well, we need to complete the square. And I know what you're thinking, oh boy, complete the square. I don't want to complete the square. That's long. Well, let's make it kind of short, okay? So when we complete the square here, what we're going to do is we're going to have y equal to, we're going to put parentheses x squared minus x. We're going to put the negative 6 on the outside. Then we're going to do the b divided by 2 squared. We're going to add it, and we're going to subtract b divided by 2 squared. Okay, so, but basically what you want to do is you want to think, okay, I've got a negative 1, right? How do I get a negative 1? I need 2 negative 1 halves, right? So this is going to be x, or you could do the b divided by 2, negative 1 divided by 2 squared. That's going to be x squared minus x plus 1 over 4. Okay, on out here, we're going to subtract the same number, 6 minus 1 over 4. Okay, now what we have y equal to, real quick, x minus 1/2 squared minus 25 over 4. Now, what is the vertex? Well, the vertex is going to be y equal to x minus h squared plus k. hk is going to be the vertex. So that negative is already in the equation. So the vertex is going to be comma 1/2 comma negative 25 over 4. Let's go back over here. We're going to have 1/2 right here, and then we're going to have another point. So we're going to have 1/2 comma negative 25 over 4. Okay, we have 4 points. So the graph is going to go down through the intercepts and up. At the lowest point, it's going to be 1/2 comma negative 25 over 4. Now, if this looks messy, and if you don't understand, I'm going to walk you through what I just did with the next example. Okay, here's the next example. Y equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3. We want to graph this using the three kind of point system. So the first thing we need to do is we want to recognize the y-intercept. That's going to be 0, 3. Right away, it's this number. All right. Now, next, we want to set it equal to 0. 0 is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay? That means that x, we can factor, right? X minus 3, x minus 1. The factors of 3 that add up to 4. Okay, that means that when it's 0, we're going to have x equal to 3, x equal to 1. So we have 2 more points here, right? We have a 3, 0, and we have a 1, 0. So look at the points we already have. We already have 1, 2, 3 points. Last step, we're going to complete the square. Okay, so when I have that y equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3, I'm going to put the x squared minus the 4x together plus the 3 on the outside. Now, I want to put b divided by 2 squared. Negative 4 divided by 2 squared. Add it. And then I'm going to subtract it. Okay, I'm going to have y equal to x b divided by 2, quantity squared. Then 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Great. What am I going to have for the vertex, for the lowest point? I'm going to have a 2, negative 1, and there's my fourth point, okay? Now we just need to graph it. Now we need to take those points, plot them, and connect them, okay? Okay, and those are the points in blue. 0, 3, the y-intercept. 1, 0, 3, 0, the x-intercepts, and 2, negative 1 is the vertex, and then you're going to go ahead and just connect these points. And it's going to be a parabola, okay? Parabola is this kind of a shape, okay? With the vertex, and the vertex is that lowest point right there, okay? 2, negative 1. Okay, and it's going to go up to infinity on both sides. Great. Now, let's take a look at another example. Okay, last example, y is equal to 2x squared minus 4x minus 6. Okay, right away, we know a point, right? Right away, we know the point right here, 0, negative 6, right there. There's the y-intercept. Okay, second, we need a factor. Well, in order to factor, remember, the best thing to do is to factor out any number out of all terms that that's possible to factor out. There's a 2 that you could possibly factor out. So we're going to have x squared minus 2x minus 3. Great. That's going to be y equal to 2 times x minus 3 times x plus 1. Great. Now we have 2 more points. We're going to have a 3, 0, That looks familiar. And a negative 1, 0. So already, again, we have 3 points. Next, we want to complete the square. Y equal to, we're going to have a 2. I'm going to factor the 2 out of the first 2 terms, x squared minus 2x, parentheses, minus a 6. Great. Now, we're going to take the b divided by 2 squared. Negative 2 divided by 2 squared is going to be 1. Add it here. Then I'm going to add the 1, subtract the 1 times the a. b divided by 2 squared times the a on the outside, minus the 2. I did that in a video. That's going to give me y is equal to 2 times x minus 1 squared, minus 8. Great. Now we're going to have the vertex. And the vertex is going to be 1, negative 8. There's the vertex. So now I have 4 points. 0, negative 6, 3, 0, negative 1, 0, and 1, negative 8. And I'm going to go ahead and factor those. Graph those. Okay, so we have these points. Negative 1, 0, 0, negative 6, 1, negative 8, 3, 0. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to connect these points and draw a nice, beautiful parabola, just like that. Wow, I'm such a great artist. Okay? So, great. Now, if you have any more questions, I'm going to do another video on this. So this is just part 1. If you have any questions about this, how I factored, how I completed the squared, take a look at my other videos, how I did that. So for this particular video, we did 3 types of points, not 3 points. What are the 3 types of points? The y-intercept, the x-intercept, and the vertex, which gave us 4 points. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? I'm here to help. My name is Mr. Ray. In the next video, I'm going to do part 2 of how to graph quadratics.